We're going to open the meeting here on the application of Julie E. and William P. Cosgrove of 75 Grafton Avenue, dated June 14th, 2024, seeking a special permit to build a second-level addition at the rear of the existing structure. The property is located in a Residence C zoning district. The proposed project would be built at a distance of 9.9 feet from the right side lot line when 10 feet are normally required, and 26 feet from the rear lot line, whereas 30 are normally required under Article 10, Section 275-10(3) by the zoning bylaw. So we are having a hearing on that special permit today. I'm the zoning administrator, Virginia King, and also a member of the board, and I'll be making that decision for you today. So if in our file, we have the application, we have the denial letter from our building inspector, we have a plot plan of the locus, we have also architectural drawings of what would be added and to what's also already there. We also have letters in support of the project from, I assume, your neighbor across the street, Thomas Mario, who has looked at the proposed plans for the addition and is in favor of it, as is another one from Stephen Camerano, who I presume is diagonally behind the Cosgrove family at 70 Plymouth Avenue. And let's see. Yeah. And that is our file. So what I'd like to do is turn it over to whoever is going to be speaking on this. And if you just state your name and your address so that we can have a record of who's talking, that would be great.
Hi, Ginny. My name is Julie Cosgrove. I'm on here with my husband, Bill Cosgrove, and Raquel Faria, who's our contractor on this project. And we live at 75 Grafton Avenue. And so ours is the house in question.
Okay. And would want to tell me a little bit about, well, actually, there was also something else in here that is in the packet. There was a decision written in 2020 granting you the special permit for that. And I assume that the reason that we're here tonight is because that ran out before you were able to complete the project. Is that the case?
Exactly. So our house, we moved here about 10 years ago. We've been on this street and we really love our neighborhood. And, but our house has just 3 bedrooms and they're very compact upstairs and 1 bathroom. And as our kids are getting bigger, they're taking up more space. And we also think about as they grow up, if they ever wanted to move home after college, we want to be able to have space to accommodate them, and different times of their lives. So we had started exploring this project back in 2018 and 2019. We finally got the permit in 2020, but then realized that with the increasing costs of construction and also with the pandemic, we were working from home. We just didn't think we could handle the construction while we were home. So we put off the project, decided we weren't going to do it, looked around to try to find a bigger house in Milton, didn't find anything. And Bill's dad actually moved to our neighborhood too. So now we have even family on the street. So we decided that we really wanted to stay. So we're bringing it back 4 years later. We're going to try to get it done.
So my brief look at not so brief look at your file shows that the architectural drawings and the plot plan are in fact from the 2020 timeframe. And I assume that there's nothing that you've added to that or changed to that you'd be presenting today?
No. Raquel from Boston Dream Group and Doug did make like some interior layout updates, but it's more or less exactly the same, and the outside is the same, the outside plan.
The outside measurements are exactly the same as they were in 2020. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, is there anyone else that wants to speak about the application? It seems quite straightforward, and if we have somebody that would like to speak, I would like to give them the opportunity before I decide on the case. Do we have anyone, Bill?
Don't see any raised hands at the moment.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to close the evidentiary portion of the hearing and decide now that, given that this has already been once decided by a panel of 3 people, as a matter of fact, that, maybe have three times the judgment of me, and we do tend to think alike on these sorts of things, that this is a de minimis amount of inclusion into the setback area that you're requesting, and that it's, tastefully done. It looks like it's going to be fit in well with the house that's there already, as well as your neighborhood. And given that there's support from your neighbors, I'm going to go ahead and once again approve the special permit for this project. And I hope that this time it gets done pronto, so that you can enjoy this instead of having to wait any more years for that while your kids are growing.
Thanks so much, Jenny. Appreciate it.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome.
All right. Have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
Well, we still have 7 minutes, which is going to seem like a long time if we watch the clock. So I'm going to be right back.
Okay, we'll see you back here.
I'm going to call the meeting to order on the application of Linda Mancini through her attorney, Marion McEttrick, at 14 Hillcrest Road, dated June 24th, 2024, seeking a special permit to build a deck at the rear and left of the existing structure. The property is located in a Residence C zoning district. The proposed project would be built at a distance of 3.8 feet from the left side lot line when 10 are normally required, according to Article 10, Section 275-10.3 of the Milton zoning bylaw. In the file, we have the application, as well as a denial letter from our building inspector. We also have a plot plan showing the proposed deck and the existing home. We have a letter from Attorney McEttrick explaining some of the important features of this case. And we also have architectural details of what the patio would look like, the deck would look like. We have the deed to the property. We have a locus map showing where the house is located in relation to the rest of the neighborhood area, as well as the property record card from Milton. And like I said, I think also that there are some letters of support from neighbors that I seem to have read, but can't locate right now. But anyway, if you—
I just sent those to you via email, Jenny.
You did, and I was just trying to pull them off right now, and I wasn't finding it right away. Could you tell me who they are, or just the addresses of people that, or
I can tell you the one letter is 14 Hillcrest Road, and that's from Priscilla Neves and Joel Hiller. And the other letter is from the neighbor at, I'm sorry, not 14, 12 Hillcrest Road. That's Neves and Hiller. And then 16 Hillcrest Road is the other letter, and that's from Joseph Curran.
Okay.
So those are the two abutters on each side.
I remember the addresses and not the names, so that matches up with what my recollection is. So why don't I turn it over to you, Attorney McEttrick, and we can go through the merits of your client's case.
Thank you. I'm Mary McEttrick. I'm representing the applicant this evening. And also here with us tonight is the owner, Linda Mancini, and her sister, Donna Mancini, who's been helping her with this application. So they're both available to answer questions if necessary.
Mm-hmm.
So the applicant is proposing to build a new deck. It's a 12-foot by 14-foot deck to the rear of her home. And the applicant does have mobility issues. So the new deck is being connected directly to the side door from the house so that she will be able to go out the side door and walk around or move around right onto the deck instead of having to go down to the the yard level on stairs, which is what she has to do now, exiting out of that door. This is an existing 2-story colonial style house, and it was constructed in 1926, and it's also on a non-conforming 5,981 square foot lot. There is a driveway on the right side. This is if you face the house with your back to the street, it's the right side, and a landing and stairs on the left side. The house is at a non-conforming side setback of 8.5 feet on the right side and 8.3 feet from the left side lot line. So this house is a pre-existing non-conforming structure because it was built before 1938, and it's also on a pre-existing non-conforming lot. Therefore, this addition, which is conforming in all respects except for one, has to be connected to the exit from the house. And when you add on to the deck with sort of a landing and walkway, that all becomes part of the deck. And the outside edge of that connector then establishes a new side setback, because a stair and a landing by itself is not included as, in the side setback. You can exceed the normal restriction. But when it's the edge of a deck, then you have to look at the edge of the deck to the side, and that's 3.8 feet. So the side setback, because of this addition, is being intensified or increased. It's kind of a technical increase, but there is a 1 foot increase from the side of the landing right now to the side setback, and the side of the new deck connector to the side setback. So I would characterize it as a fairly minimal increase in the closeness to the side lot line. This type of intensification requires a special permit. The standard for the special permit is no substantial increased detriment to neighbors. So that's why I chose to talk about the fact that in reality, the edge of the structure is only coming about a foot closer to the side lot line than it currently is. But for zoning purposes, because the side landing doesn't count right now, the increase is greater. So, the side setback is quite a bit shorter technically than it was before. The other details that perhaps Donna or Linda can give us a little bit more description of are that, the deck will have a railing. It will go all the way around the deck and along the side. The dimensions are all listed in the architectural drawing. I'm not sure what the materials for the deck are, so if you're interested in that, I think the applicant can explain what the materials are proposed to be. The applicants have consulted their neighbors on both sides throughout planning for this project, and so each property owner was willing to provide a letter supporting the granting of the relief that's been requested. This applicant, Linda Mancini, has lived in this house for 30 years, and she just requires this change now because her ability to move around is now diminished a little bit. And she wants to stay in her house and continue to enjoy it, but she needs this connector, and she will benefit greatly from having this new deck in the back, and her family as well will enjoy it with her. So that's pretty much summarizes what I have for details about this application. I guess, Donna, do you want to just explain what the materials are? Is this all is it natural wood, created wood? It's going to be painted?
Yeah, sure. Happy to. So the structural foundation of the wood would be pressure treated in accordance with the building department code. The decking itself is going to be a composite decking, and there'll be a composite rail with ballasts, all in accordance with the building codes. And there'll be a railing down from the deck or the platform that's there now, that when you come out of the side of the house, there'll be a full railing and a railing down the stairs. And the posts, there'll be a beam, girder beam, a 2x10 double girder beam, and then there'll be pressure treated posts into footings of concrete that are, I believe, 4 feet down.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anyone else that wanted to speak on this at this stage of the game, or the only stage of the game, actually? Well, then I'm going to close the evidentiary portion of this hearing and decide on this request right now. Realistically, as Attorney McKettrick has pointed out, we're changing the setback only by 1 foot, which is really quite de minimis. I think that is maybe in the definition of de minimis. And this mobility issues are plaguing us as we get older. And I can certainly relate to that. And I'm thinking maybe a deck would be nice out of my steps that need to go out into the backyard too, but I'm not ready to go there right now. But at any rate, and you know, to stay in our homes is a really good thing. It's only 1 foot. I don't see that that's any problem. That's not going to create any more of a problem for setbacks. It does intensify a setback, but truly to the minimum amount that could possibly be expected. So with the agreement of the neighbors most affected to this, and the need for having something here that would be safer for Mrs. Mancini, I find that this is a good application for issuing a special permit, and I hereby grant the special permit. And congratulations on the new deck.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that very much.
Okay,
That's terrific. Do you want me to draft a decision
that would be great. Thank
very
you.
carefully?
Who could have seen two points, you know, two dots?
We had a prior decision where we found a typographical error, and I'm sure it was my error because I did the original draft. And the difference, there were dots missing in front of the measurements, so that suddenly turned into from 0.3 to 3 feet, from 0.7 to 7
Oh,
feet.
yeah, I
Course
could
was
see that, yeah.
significant. So we had to file a corrected application, a corrected decision. That's what we're talking about.
It
So
happens.
kind of-
It happens.
kind
We
of-
won't do it again.
No, we won't, but it also reminded me to check, you know, the beginning of the application and the actual permit at the end to make sure every measurement is exactly the same, which it usually is. Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you, and I'll be
Well,
careful.
thank you. Take care now. Have a great evening.
Yeah, thanks
Thank
a
you very
lot.
much.
Okay, so that concludes the hearing.